Huge stakes and a huge prize at the end of it all as well. A place in the Premier League up for grabs for Burnley or Sheffield United. But Wembley is no place for losers. Your match commentators Don Goodman and Bill Leslie.
Well, Owen Coyle's formula for Burnley has worked wonders all season. No need to change anything today. The old campaigners are irreplaceable anyway. Graham Alexander starting his 61st game of the season, trying to banish the memory of 3 previous playoff final defeats. Robbie Blake has also played every match. He's lost in the final twice with his previous clubs. Stephen Thompson keeping his place in the side up front. This is the same 11 then that started the second leg win at Reading. Injury struck Sheffield United in the first leg of their semi-final. Despite recovery time, this one's come too soon for Darius Henderson. Greg Halford, though, whose goal brought the Blades to Wembley, is fit to start after a number of knocks at Bramall Lane a couple of weeks ago. This the same lineup for them as well, then, that started the second leg of their semi-final. Craig Beattie starting only his 3rd game for the club on loan from West Bromwich Albion. Dave Cotterill, the Wales international, gets his chance as well on the biggest stage, a first playoff final for him too. Chris Eagles has to make do with a place among the Burnley substitutes. He'll be the one who will feel he has missed out most. Jamie Ward, not fit enough for a start, but fit enough for a place on the Sheffield United bench. And here we go then. It's Yorkshire against Lancashire, Rose's battle royal at Wembley Stadium for a place in the Premier League. We've seen some cracking playoffs so far this weekend, haven't we? Of all the promotions, though, this is the biggest step to take from the Football League to the Premier League. It's also the greatest one. Win one match when you're part of the elite, lose and you start all over again in around a month's time. Sheffield United won the coin toss. It's they who will play in their home strip, and it is they who will get us off and underway. Full start. Wonderful atmosphere at Wembley. And Don, you were down pitch side testing out the pitch conditions just before. Rain was forecast. Rain has not appeared here in North London this afternoon.
Oh, in contrast, actually, we've got scorching hot sunshine. I can't tell you how hot it was down there on the pitch. And that, of course, could be something that comes into play a little bit later on in this game. The pitch itself, I think it's in decent nick, I really do. Credit to them. It's only 4 weeks old. They deserve a pat on the back for it.
Relayed for the 7th time, this Wembley pitch. This, by the way, is the 6th match on it. Here's Brian Howard for Sheffield United. Cleared away by the Norwegian Calvins.
Straight away you can see actually when Sheffield United have got the ball, Martin Patterson is tucking down a little deeper than Stephen Thompson to start with. Going to be very, very disciplined in that role.
It was just over a month ago when they met in the league, the only defeat in the last 15 matches on a pretty strong and faultless run-in from Sheffield United, which took them to the brink of automatic promotion, but that one defeat dished out by Burnley. Burnley have done the double over them this season. Little factors, but on a game as tight as this, you know that every manager will use every trick they can for motivation.
We've seen both sides of the coin this weekend in the playoffs, haven't we? Scunthorpe had the hoodoo over Millwall, and so it continued. But prior to that, Shrewsbury Town had beaten Gillingham 7-0 in one game this season, and that went out the window. So what we're going to get here is anybody's guess.
What we do know, it is a one-off occasion. We will rise to it, and we will freeze in the glare. It's happened before. The side that has been expected to prevail, to play their football on the open Wembley turf, or before that at the Millennium Stadium, has just not turned up. Kevin Blackwell, by his own admission, would tell you his Leeds side, for all the expectation and experience they had when they took on Watford, did freeze and ended up losing by 3 goals to 0. The sort of experience he'll look to instill in his side here. He did, of course, finish the better off in the Championship season. 3rd against 5th is what we have here.
Started well under Sheffield United. Well, we're only a couple of minutes in, but most of the game is being played at that Burnley end at the minute.
shade as well. Norton, one of the real blade revelations of the season, will take the throw. Cottrell. Norton. Glanced away by Clark Carlisle for Burnley. So a rangy effort from the edge of the penalty area, the teenager Kyle Norton.
What a story that would have been, wouldn't it? Remember Dean Windass this time last year? Ball came in, bounced up, and he smashed it in.
Caldwell away. Pressure on Elliott. Here's Kyle Norton. Patterson kept it in against the odds, finds Wade Elliott. And he will get forward, and does. Leaves two in his wake. It's a terrific run by Wade Elliott. Now McCann joins the party. It's McCann for Burnley. Kilgallen, great challenge. Elliott! Oh, yes! A cracking Burnley goal! The playoff final comes to life. Wade Elliott for Burnley.
Well, you have to say it was all his own work, wasn't it? What a burst that was from the centre of the pitch. He left two Sheffield United midfielders in his wake. And when the ball breaks to him, he's got so much to do, but what a run, look at that. Gets the other side, and then he's got the presence of mind to find his midfield partner McCann. They get the tackle in, but that is a fantastic goal. We've seen some stunning strikes, haven't we, this weekend and here at Wembley, but that is right up there with the best of them. It is so deliberate. He knows exactly what he wants to do, curls it up and over and in the corner, and poor Paddy Kenny, absolutely no chance. Not a goalkeeper in the world would get anywhere near that.
Goal number 6 of the season, 10 out of 10 for Wade Elliott. What a goal. We were just saying how it was all Sheffield United in the opening exchanges. The noise now deafening from the Burnley end, with Sheffield United attack. Kilgallen. Floated in. Albanese have come a long way to cover, and goes Morgan. Now Alexander.
They've shown already, haven't they, recently, Burnley, that they are very capable of sitting on a lead and protecting it. I think it's 3 clean sheets on the trot they've had. I wonder if that's going to be a slight change of tact. Sheffield United have also shown, they went behind very early on, similar time actually, I think, against Preston North End in the playoff semi-final first leg, and they bounced back with real style. So Kevin Blackwell knows that his boys are capable of coming back, and so does Owen Coyle.
I tell you what, if they make a DVD of the club's playoff goals, it will sell like hotcakes. Think of those couple at Reading. Perfect penalty from Graham Alexander, and how about that one at Wembley to continue this Burnley march on Wembley? That's what they've been calling it up in Lancashire.
Quite a remarkable strike, wasn't it? So deliberate.
Dart into the box, Mike Dean takes a look at it. And they were adamant they should have had something, Sheffield United. Look at Brian Howard.
Well, he is very, very enraged. I know players on this, the players are going to appeal for everything, but he gets the wrong side, and is there a clip by Alexander on the back there? It's the kind of instant view that Mike Dean, he's got to make a snap decision. I didn't see anything wrong with that.
Quarter of an hour played, Championship playoff final. First Sheffield United corner kick. And this is one of their real strengths, a set-piece prowess. Kilgallen looks to attack it, that's fine goalkeeping by Brian Jensen.
Oh, that is one of his strengths, isn't it? He just comes and attacks through the bodies, and that really relieves the pressure if you're a central defender.
A big reason in all senses of the word as to why they have 5 clean sheets, Burnley, in their last 7 games. Montgomery. Sheffield United keen to wipe out this early deficit as quickly as possible. But Burnley on the break, a considerable force as we've seen. Blake on the deck from Chris Morgan will lead to no yellow card, but certainly a Burnley free kick.
Well, that's the kind of challenge Burnley will be expecting from Chris Morgan. Full-blooded, strong. It's Stephen Thompson through the back.
Patterson! Very nearly adding to his collection of crackers.
Well, you could see the trajectory of the ball meant that Paddy Kenny wasn't going to get this had it been on target. Cuts inside lovely, and that's a really, really good effort. It was well over the goalkeeper. This is a perfect angle to see it. Just doesn't quite get the ball spinning enough and actually bending into the goal, but what a really, really good effort that is.
Caldwell. Now good Johnson. This time it's his turn to be the midfielder to lead the charge. Patterson, as Burnley try to use the full width of Wembley. Elliott again, more good build-up. Thompson, and just wide. What a good move, though.
That is exactly what Burnley are all about. Really fast, neat passing. It's a super ball, isn't it? Look at the movement from Wade Elliott, and he wraps his foot around this lovely. It's a great ball at the far post, and Thompson is trying to knock that down for good Johnson, but in doing that, it drops so close to going into that corner of the net. And Matt Kilgallen, you'll see how close it is here. He's knocking it down for good Johnson, but it goes over everybody, and that could easily have nestled in that corner.
Well, in the first of the 3 added minutes, we heard both managers say it beforehand, didn't we? It's about who was able to turn up, bringing more of their A-game, if you like, to the big stage. And you would have to say, closing stages of this first half, that honour would fall to Burnley. Sheffield United not been able to put themselves into that last third with any sort of menace, really.
I have to agree with that. I would say they've fallen well below the high standards this set against Preston in both semi-finals. Sheffield United kept the ball on the floor, passed it neatly. There were lots of movement from the midfield 3. They got the ball out wide, took players on, got crosses in. It was all action, but we haven't seen that in this first half so far.
It can all change with the swing of a boot. A glance off ahead, that's what they'll hope here. Good distance on the header. Montgomery trying to make something of it. And again, Mike Dean's whistle frustrates Sheffield United.
Craig Beattie feels that he got the ball. He's saying, I poked the ball. First of all, as the flicks that up, doesn't he, Montgomery? And it does bounce up off Martin Patterson's thigh and onto his arm, but it's not deliberate. And then Craig Beattie comes in, gets penalised. He's been a big part of these playoffs, hasn't he, Martin Patterson? Remember the one he cleared off the line at 0-0 in the first leg against Reading? And smacked that one in. Wonder goal. Put the Majewski that all but sealed it.
Well, you could see the Reading heads go down after that, and then to have the Thompson one in such quick succession, that's when Owen Coyle and Burnley knew that they were coming here.
The Thompson one was just rubbing salt into the wounds, wasn't it?
The last minute of the added 3 here. As Don said earlier, surely more to come from Sheffield United, but they do need to be shaken up a little at half-time, you feel?
Oh, I feel they will be.
Here's Blake. Walker for Sheffield United. Caldwell's header. Half-time whistle. No half measures from Wade Elliott as he burst forward here and scored an absolutely wonderful goal that was largely of his own creation as well. That is the difference here at half-time at Wembley in the Championship playoff final. So far, so good for Burnley. Sheffield United need to find a way back. Burnley 1, Sheffield United 0. At the moment, it's those Burnley supporters and indeed those players of Burnley that will be including the iconic, if you like, in their itineraries next season. Old Trafford, Anfield and the rest. With Sheffield United who'll be going to Peterborough and Blackpool on their travels unless they can turn this around in the next 45 minutes. That Wade Elliott goal, the difference. There's Blake immediately on the front foot. Patterson, no changes by the way to either side, just that one in force for Burnley with the injury to the unfortunate Chris McCann, so Joey Good-Johnson brought on midway through that first half. Good run forward by Kyle Norton this. This is a lively spell from Sheffield United as they look for an immediate riposte. They scored very early, remember, in the second half against Preston. Here's Cotterill, just broke down with a slightly heavy touch.
Well, already that's better, isn't it? You know, burst from the left back, Kyle Norton brings Greg Halford into play, and you can see what that's done, you can hear what that's done for the Sheffield United supporters who were attacking their own in the second half.
Well, they were certainly galvanised by their home support in that second leg of the semi-final against Preston, weren't they?
I just think they're going to need a bit more from Craig Beattie in the second half. I really thought his pace and his movement might trouble the Burnley central defenders, but hasn't been able to get in behind them at all in this match so far.
The conditions today, it is warm, not quite as warm as yesterday, albeit, and we had that cracker between Millwall and Scunthorpe. It shouldn't be a problem for these sides. They've both been away warm weather training since they booked their place here at Wembley. Sheffield United in Spain at La Manga. Owen Coyle took his side to Portugal, the same camp he went to with Bolton when they beat Reading back in 1995. He scored the winning goal that year. A man of superstition and of meticulous planning, and at the moment a man with a season of unprecedented success for Burnley. No wonder they think he has been sent from heaven to bring this sleeping giant back to the forefront of English football.
Magnificent job, hasn't he, Owen Coyle? He's crafted this team. Generally plays super football, but they have shown that they're capable of the other side of the game and digging in when necessary.
And now this early corner, trying to catch out. That's a clever touch. Back to Robbie Blake, trying to fizz it in, and it's smothered out again for another corner.
Wow. Thompson and Patterson are right in the middle of the goal here. Watch this. Clever little play back here. Look at Patterson free. Thompson goes in behind, and anything that comes across, it could have been 2-0.
This time it's more direct. It's headed goalwards, and they just couldn't make up that final touch. It was the fullback Duff who very nearly got the telling touch.
Oh, maybe we thought it might be Sheffield United that would cause the problems from set pieces, but Burnley, super movement, free header there, and it very nearly falls for Mike Duff. Look how close he is there, slides in, just can't get the full contact needed. And once again, Halford and Cotterill swap sides because they're just not getting any change out of the two fullbacks.
And maybe the fullbacks will provide the key. Certainly given a brief to get forward more in this second half, Norton, because doing that provided Sheffield United with so much ammunition throughout the season. Patterson, good Johnson, he's got a lot of space in that heart of midfield for Burnley. Back to Patterson. Thompson waits in the middle. Joey Good Johnson in there too. Thompson, Good Johnson! Oh, Montgomery turns it away. Massive moment in this playoff final.
Wow, I think massive moment. I think that could be an understatement, because this has to be, it simply has to be 2-0. It's a brilliant ball, a great knockdown. He must think this is it, and it hits Nick Montgomery on the back leg. It goes past the first leg, hits him on the back leg, and goes agonisingly wide for Burnley Football Club.
Here comes the corner. Montgomery again with the touch, not a one that they were particularly looking for. Morgan got it out of immediate danger. Well, having missed the chance, they don't want to miss the overall opportunity here, Burnley, keeping the pressure on this penalty area.
Well, we saw yesterday, didn't we, in League One, Graham Alexander, golden opportunity, and it came back to bite him on the bum. Joey Good Johnson will be hoping that doesn't happen.
Burnley, Norridin again. Clark Carlisle in there, took a swing at it. Caldwell, Sheffield United stand strong. Here's Graham Alexander. Now Blake. Real tussle of youth against experience here. The 33-year-old taking on the 18-year-old. In comes Montgomery.
Well, that's frustration, that's silly. Nick Montgomery has got enough experience not to dive in there. That is absolutely stupid. However, his goal line clearance is the thing that's kept his team in this for me.
10 minutes into this second half. Burnley looking to put this matter to bed early on. Blake to the middle, Caldwell's across there, Kilgallen's touch.
Well, this is what we expected from Sheffield United, isn't it? We thought the red and whites would come out, put Burnley under a bit of pressure. But if anybody's looking likely to get the next goal, it's the men from Turf Moor.
The Lancastrians piling on the pressure on their rivals from across the Pennines. Blake again. I think that came off Morgan. It's going to be another corner.
You can see the frustration on the faces of Sheffield United players, can't you? They've got to rally. They've got to see this wave of pressure through and rally themselves.
As far as they're concerned, this was not how it was supposed to be. Blake launches it in again. Thompson, well marked by Halford. Montgomery, still they can't get out. In goes Elliott, Quinn. Howard the most advanced for Sheffield United. Now Blake, what a good first touch that was. Very nearly opened it up. Just got away from him though.
He's got a brilliant touch, hasn't he? First touch is as good as anybody's.
And they're ready to make that change. You do sense if he was fit enough, he would have started Jamie Ward. He's going to come on and get the best part of half an hour. That's Thompson's header, that's Joey Goodjohnson. And again, his hook goalwards doesn't reap dividends.
Well, they need to do something, don't they, Sheffield United, because they're really not in this game.
Indeed it is Cotterill. And indeed it is Ward. The young man, Jamie Ward, who was signed in January, was a like-for-like replacement for James Beattie, but certainly to make up the numbers in the striking department. Kyle Norton. Ward almost tied himself in knots in keeping that in. Now, break on here. Robbie Blake in the middle. Thompson gets his head up. It's Robbie Blake! Oh, what a wonderful challenge by Walker. Absolutely unbelievable.
Well, he's atoned for his mistake, the young man. He did not track Robbie Blake. He didn't see him. Have a look as this ball breaks. It's a brilliant decision by the assistant referee. Now have a look at Robbie Blake arriving at the top of the screen, and look at Walker's pace to get back and get that tackle in. Is that another key moment? Because that has just kept them in the game again. Absolutely brilliant. He switched off for a second, but his pace got him out of trouble.
Kyle Walker with a contribution of absolutely epic proportions there. So we approach the three-quarter mark of this match. Blake with the corner.
He's not moving too well, is he, Robbie Blake? He's stretching down there in the corner flag, and he's taking some liquid carbohydrates as well.
Well, unlike Graham Alexander, he hasn't started every game like Graham Alexander. He has played in every game, Robbie Blake. Is it catching up with him finally in match number 61 of the season for him? Well, he thought he'd scored, didn't he? He was all ready to stroke it home and surely guide Burnley home. We'll leave the corner to Joey Goodjohnson, and telling Simon all is not well with Blake. Elliott takes a touch, and it's wonderfully charged down by Walker again. Albanese steadied himself, able to get him there ahead of Jamie Ward.
Very imaginative set piece, wasn't it? Acres of space, lots of movement, left the space. Good block. Kyle Walker.
Patterson. Duff on the over. currently a passenger, trying to stretch off whatever ailment he has.
That's a hamstring stretch he's performing down there. Can't take any risks with that.
He's down on the ground, so Burnley down to 10. Sheffield United still 1 down. Wade Elliott's goal early in the second half. It's a wonderful run by Walker. Down he goes in the box, waved away by Mike Dean.
Oh, there's another one. There's another one. Decision to be made. He was in a good position, the referee. So Robbie Blake's going to get some treatment. Kevin Blackwell is going to fume. Mike Dean, the calmest man in the stadium. It's a wonderful run by Walker. Is there a little coming together? Calvin as he leans in to Kyle Walker, and at that speed, you've seen them given. I have to say, he uses his body. Calvinez, arm across, leans in. You've seen them given, but look, Mike Dean again, if anything, it's on the blind side, and he hasn't seen enough to give it. Again, Burnley breathe a sigh of relief.
Well, there was one in the first half, there's now one in the second half. And as expected, Robbie Blake unable to continue. He leaves the pitch, a championship player, and he next returns to it. Will he be a Premier League player once again? Another bite at the big time at the age of 33. One man who has bred in Premier League surroundings will replace him, Chris Eagles, product of Manchester United's academy.
Well, he's another super talented player, isn't he? He's had a great afternoon, Robbie Blake. Great touch, great skill, and this man too possesses the same kind of attributes.
Ward used his hand to get the better of Carlisle. Well, they've been so solid, haven't they, the central pairing, that they need to do something like that to beat them in the air.
They've been quite outstanding. Caldwell and Carlisle. There's the arm up in the air. Never ever going to get away with that.
Caldwell got his head to it first, the Burnley captain, now Eagles. They try to take him down, but they can't do so. Look at that run from Patterson on the far side. He's on his own at the moment, Martin Patterson, 2 for company, but he's full of confidence. It's Patterson for Burnley. Another fantastic block, this time by Norton.
It's just end-to-end now, isn't it, as both these teams go for it.
The championship season building to a sensational climax here at Wembley. Calvinez. Ward. He's found Howard, steadies himself, shoots. Carlisle deflects away.
Well, he's been a rock, hasn't he? Clark Carlisle, keep saying it, him. Stephen Caldwell, the skipper. Anything that Sheffield United have thrown at them, they've dealt with.
So near now, Burnley. So near. But 13 of the longest minutes of that 33-year gap that they have had without top-flight football. This last 13 minutes will seem like 50 years. Carlisle's header again. Patterson away. It's going to come back. Burnley have pulled everyone back. Montgomery. Walker. Won by Morgan.
It's too high. Couldn't knock it down in the direction that he wanted, the big skipper. Kyle Norton again. This time Patterson does really well. Twists and turns, and that's a brilliant block by the young man. I have to say, the 2 fullbacks for me have very, very possibly been the best Sheffield United players on the pitch.
Alexander. Elliott. And trying to man the defences, they're occasionally giving away these free kicks. Kilgallen, clever ball, Jamie Ward! Flag is up, another use of the hand.
Well, he's got to be careful, is Mike Dean's going to send him off here?
He's sent off, 2 deliberate handballs. Jamie Ward off the bench and handing his way off the pitch. Mike Dean saying he has no choice. And by the letter of the law, he's absolutely right.
Well, is that Sheffield United's Premier League dreams going up in smoke? I mean, you don't want to remind people, but you have to remind people that Mike Dean sent off Matt Kilgallen in controversial circumstances in the Sheffield derby. Is this controversial? No, it's not. It's a deliberate handball, and I don't think the referee has got any choice whatsoever than to send young Jamie Ward off the field of play. It's highly unfortunate, but the referee's got no choice.
Here's Eagles. Chris Eagles is away here for Burnley. He's got Patterson to his right. Eagles might go for glory himself. Fouled at the final hurdle by the Sheffield United captain.
Well, he had a chance to pull the trigger or slot Martin Patterson. He chose neither, delayed it.
Rodriguez. Play will go on. 50-50 challenge involving Montgomery. Here's Morgan. And Calvinez has given away a free kick. Clattered his man now.
A clash of heads, is it? Certainly flew into the young man. The fullback Calvinez flies in, look. Eventually there's a bad clash of heads there, look.
Well, Calvinez clearly got a blow. Norton clearly got the worst of it.
They've got nobody to bring on either, is it? They've used all the substitutes up, so they will be desperate. As they are desperate.
Well, unless your side can find a goal, it's not going to feel any better than that, I'm afraid. Yellow card for Calvinez for that challenge. Well, they're just waiting to see how lengthy this layoff is going to be. Lee Probert, 5 minutes signalled by the fourth official. That.
Whatever it is, we still haven't resumed play yet, have we? So it might even be a little smidgen more than that.
Either way, when play does resume, this is a mouth-watering situation for Sheffield United. Confirmation of the 5. Cheers from one end of Wembley, groans from the other.
This is where Sheffield United wish they had a Cristiano Ronaldo, don't they?
And instead they got Greg Halford or Lee Hendrick. Halford will drive it. Goodness me, he drove it as well. Good Johnson saying he couldn't do anything about it, even if it did hit his hand. And Burnley can break.
Well, if they get this right, Sheffield United, it's over.
It's Wade Elliott. Patterson screaming for it. Patterson getting it. Again, the last line of defence is massively effective for Sheffield United.
Oh, what an opportunity. But once again, let's give credit to Nick Montgomery. It was 3 against 2, and he timed it again to perfection. But he's telling referee Mike Dean, look, they're not rushing this.
And to be fair, you wouldn't expect them to at this stage.
If the shoe was on the other foot, you know exactly what would be going on.
Well, last year it was Dean Windass. The year before it was Stephen Pearson. The names who are now etched in the club folklore of their respective sides. Wade Elliott under 3 minutes away now from joining those famous names of Burnley, Jimmy Adamson, Jimmy McElroy, those 2 midfielders from that 1960 winning side. Elliott about to be given the freedom of the town, I'm sure. Free kick given away. It's desperate now from Sheffield United. The game is up for them.
It is. And they are flying into the tackles, nowhere near the ball, stopping play. And that is only what Burnley want.
For the corner. The corner is given. We're into the 6th minute of added time.
How long he's asking, Jay Rodriguez, asking the assistant, how long? Surely that's it. It nearly is, son.
They don't want the corner, they want the final whistle. There will be a new name at the Premier League table next season. 33 years of absence. And Burnley will join the big guns next year. Scenes of momentous celebration from the Lancastrians here in North London. A season which has produced some memorable highs has just hit the biggest of all here at Wembley. And a goal that matches the occasion from Wade Elliott.
Oh, that's an understatement. But I'll tell you what, for every winner, there has to be a loser. And Wembley is not a place for losers, I can tell you that. It's only a place for winners. It's a very, very painful experience, but Wade Elliott, you have to say, that goal was worthy of winning any game. I'll tell you what, he's not going to let go of that football, is he?
Well, it's another 1-0 win in a Championship playoff final. Sheffield United might have hoped that they've been able to redress the balance after so many close shaves at the back throughout the 90 minutes. Were they to get their chance, but their chance didn't come. That was due to sheer Burnley resilience, Burnley brilliance, if you like. They could have put it to bed. They had to wait till a slightly nervy 96th minute. Almost half the town's population is here at Wembley today, and goodness me, the mother of all parties is about to break out, thanks to that man. Started off in non-league football with Bashley Wade Elliott. Now he will be playing at those big arenas, those massive stadiums, those iconic names next season. It's wonderful stuff. Let's hear what Owen Coyle makes of it. He's down there with Bryn Law.
Owen, after 33 years, you're the man to take Burnley back into the big time.
Well, I might be the manager, but I think you've seen the effort the players gave us support today. It's been magnificent. I mean, I thought it was a great game end to end. We certainly had chances to put the game to bed. Sheffield United are always brave. They keep coming at you, even with 10 men. But I felt we were the winners in the day, and it's a great adventure to look forward to.
It's a great achievement, isn't it? You weren't well fancied at the outset, I don't think.
Well, I mean, I think everybody knows that in terms of the budget, revenue, everything we have. But I said before, we don't have quantity in terms of numbers. But I believe we have real quality. We have terrific experienced players allied to the younger players I've brought to the club, and it makes for a hell of a mix.
You seem very calm, not overly excited. What do you like inside?
Well, obviously I'm delighted with what we've achieved today. But I think it's important you conduct yourself the right way, win or lose. And, it'll be great for us and we'll enjoy our moment we're all together. But my heart goes out to Sheffield United and their supporters, it really does. Because I know it could easily be not on the other side of that. So I think you have to take that into account. But in terms of being the manager of Burnley, yes, immense pride. And absolutely delighted for everybody in the town.
Congratulations, Owen.
Pleasure as always, thanks. Cheers.
Burnley are in the Premier League. Sum up your emotions at this moment.
I think it'll take us a little while for it to sink in. Delighted for all the lads. I think if you go through it, we got people like Clarkey and Grezza who you couldn't think of many more people deserving for a crack at the Prem. So just delighted for everybody.
You scored some pretty special goals at the past in a Burnley shirt. How did that one rate today?
I think in the context of the importance, obviously there's no contest. It's far and away the best goal I'll probably ever score.
Was it pure instinct?
Yeah, it just sort of fell nicely. I couldn't really strike it because the ball was curving a little bit, so it seemed to take a long time to go in, but just a great feeling when it did. I wanted to run to my mum and dad who sat in the opposite corner. I thought about running up to them, but it was too hot.
Let's get a word with Clark on that. a magnificent achievement for Burnley Football Club. How proud are you to play such a big part in it?
I'm privileged and I'm honoured to be a member of this magnificent team. What a season, you know, that words can't describe how brilliant and how awesome an achievement this is. I just thank God so much that I'm blessed to be a part of this team and part of this magnificent day.
You missed out with Watford. You were injured for the 2006 final. Does this make up for it?
It more than makes up for it, you know. It's just unbelievable. Gemma, Marley, Fran, I love you. This is all for you. It's awesome. Awesome.
Clark, you've had your problems in the past on a personal level.
Yeah.
Does something like this make you feel proud in yourself?
Yeah, you know, many thanks to Peter Kay, Sporting Chance and the PFA for sticking behind me, because without all of you guys, I wouldn't be stood here, blessed and privileged to be in this position. Thank everyone, and this team has just been magnificent. Look at these fans. What an awesome day. What an awesome day.
Well, congratulations to both of you. You're also the Powerade Man of the Match. Many congratulations to the Honours Fund. Well done, guys.
Kevin, that doesn't get any easier losing playoff finals, I'm sure, does it?
No, it doesn't, but you've got to take it on the chin and move forward, you know. And I congratulated Eddie Boothroyd and Watford the last time, and I congratulate Owen Coyle and Burnley. It's their day today again, not mine, not Sheffield United.
Do you have reason to feel aggrieved?
What, you want me to be controversial, dear? No comment.
Difficult day, wasn't it? Did you really get going as you'd have wanted?
Well, you sometimes need breaks in games, don't you? You know what I mean? And we put them under enough, but I can't complain. The young lads came through, they give me everything they've got. We made a contest of it, and sometimes it's not going to be your day.
Well, you don't need to be controversial, but there were penalty shouts.
I haven't got to live with it, have I? Someone else has got to live with it, but everybody keeps telling me they're penalties. It's not me, so just disappointed. And I'm saying, that's the breaks you need in games like this, and we haven't got it.
We expect a close game. We got a close game.
Yeah.
Now you've got to recover from it, I guess, and start again.
Start all over again, yeah. As I said, it's not the place to come and lose, so I'll go home and have a think about what I'm going to do next, to be honest.
What does that mean?
Well, I know the ramifications of the last one. I'm not sure I want to put up with it.
Yeah, you said don't lose. That was your advice to yourself before this, wasn't it?
Very much so, yeah, and we have. So I'm listening to my own advice.
Burnley and the Premier League are together at last. And now it all seems worth the wait.
What a stark contrast between success and failure in this playoff lottery. Well, the stakes are high again this